Hey, what's up, everybody? Now we're back to do AEW All Talk video where we're basically going to talk about everything AEW related from episode 11 until the homecoming episode because there hasn't been an AEW Dark yet because it airs tonight and it's like 2 in the afternoon when you're seeing this. So there you go. So I've still loved AEW. It's been pretty damn awesome. I enjoy it every week. Forgot to introduce my guest, so let me do that. I
Chris,
yeah, there you
you
go.
know me
I was gonna
already.
redo I was gonna redo this, but we fixed it already. So um we didn't fix it properly, but we fixed it. So um yeah, I still enjoy AEW every week. I don't know which one I enjoy more, AEW or NXT. It changes week to week, which everybody asks, well, you gotta pick one because it's the Wednesday Night Wars. But I just enjoy
You really can't.
wrestling. Yeah, I really can't pick one. Like it's not like the Monday Night Wars like back in the day where you could clearly pick one. You really can't pick one right now. So, um, but we're gonna talk about everything, um, AEW related. Um, why don't we just start off right with the negative, um,
There are a few negatives, but
with the women's
mostly
division,
positive.
um, right now.
Terrible.
Um, so I don't think it's as bad. Like, it's not good. The matches are awesome. We're not going to deny that. They have awesome matches in the women's division. Um, and I'm not denying that at all. But I'm going to sound like certain people that don't like this. There's no really reason to get invested in anyone in the women's division. There's no one with characters, no one with really personalities. The biggest person I'm invested in, honestly, and it's going to sound weird, is Big Swole, and they don't do anything with her because I like Swole. Like, um, just being honest. So yeah, the matches are awesome. Um, they had I feel like too one big problem is no one consistently gets on a roll in the women's division. They'll have like someone get on a roll and then all of a sudden they just lose out of nowhere. Like for example, Hikaru Shida was on a roll and just randomly lost out of nowhere to
That
Chris
was stupid.
Statlander. Um, and I get like it's sports, anyone can lose at any given time, anyone can win at any given time, but that was just pretty. You need to have someone get on a roll consistently, which I think is what the men's division's doing better. No, even though sometimes that occasionally happens, like Cody never just randomly loses out of nowhere, like um, or like the Young Bucks, or SCU. Even though one of them's kind of a loser right now. We'll talk about him later because that was funny. Um, and
Loser.
um, yeah, just the matches have been really good. But just we need to build some feuds. We need to build some character. You need to make some video packages. You just need to do something. One of the biggest thing they shouldn't be doing is not having the women's champion not appear for 5 weeks. Um, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's my biggest complaint is this. First of all, like you said, there's like no video packages for these women, so
Yeah.
no one has a fucking clue who they are. And on top of it, like, where's Riho? She's been
Yeah.
fucking champion since what, All Out?
The
And
first episode of the first episode on Dynamite.
yeah, oh yeah, that's right, yeah. And then, but she's appeared like 2 times, and one of them she wasn't even wrestling in.
Yeah.
2 times in like the past like 4 months.
Yeah,
What's the point of
absolutely.
having a woman's champion if she's never going to be on the show?
And I'm gonna be honest, this is the one thing that NXT's kicking AEW's ass in.
And
Um,
that's my biggest complaint is the fact that like that the Fatal 4-Way women's match that they had was completely useless
yeah.
because they messed up and announced a match where Chris Statlander was going to face Riho, and Chris Statlander couldn't appear on the show.
Yeah, because you had bookings. And I'm
He
gonna
had a
be
bogus
honest,
booking.
and what that's not something a big league wrestling company should make that mistake in.
That
Like
was a huge mistake, and they got rightfully called up for it.
New
You
Japan
should
never
know
made.
that when you sign someone.
Yeah, New Japan never made that mistake. I don't believe.
It's
The
a, it's
only
a,
time WWE made that mistake, and it was obviously legitimate, was when they had to book AJ Styles and Finn Balor on the fly because Bray Wyatt was sick. That's
yeah.
it. Um,
That's the only
but
reason. That's the only time it should happen.
yeah. Um,
But
so
like, it was
that
just
was
unnecessary.
stupid. The I mean, so basically they had to do a 4-way match, and then it makes no sense that they have Rio in a storyline where she never appears because she's not a heel. It's not like this is Brock Lesnar we're dealing with here, who he just doesn't give a crap. So it just that doesn't. I must not invested in that.
And,
Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on the Nightmare Collective.
and the same thing can go for who was it? Nyla Rose.
Yeah,
She gets suspended for like over a month or so, and then just comes back as immediately put in the title match.
yeah.
Like that made no sense.
And then yeah, let's talk about the biggest crappy storyline in all of AEW, the Nightmare Collective. This is crap. So
Complete
it's
crap.
already bad. It's already bad enough. And I'm gonna keep saying this. Brandy Rhodes is married to the biggest babyface probably in all of professional wrestling, and she's a heel. That doesn't work.
Weird. The whole
Because
gimmick's weird.
that's one thing that the main roster on WWE, like Triple H is like the most beloved person ever, and Stephanie McMahon is basically right now kind of being treated like a baby face. Like this just doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. And then she has all these supposed like mental illnesses, which kind of doesn't make any sense because you wouldn't be running like a company if you had all that type of stuff. And then we clearly know you don't have it because you're posting stuff on Instagram with Cody and you look normal. I get like I don't mental illness is like you don't really know it, but I feel like it's pretty obvious that she doesn't have it. And then um, you know, what do you have to have mental illnesses about? Because you're married to like the biggest baby face of professional wrestling. You're basically the number 2 wrestling promotion. It's just doesn't make any sense. And then they have Awesome Khan involved in this, who really can't take any bumps. Which is like, why
Yeah.
did they sign Awesome Khan to begin with if she can't do anything? Um, and then, um,
It's
and
just
then,
weird.
um,
It's just
and then
really
they're doing
weird.
this, and then they're doing this stuff with Chris Statlander, which that's obviously a rant of itself. They're not really being specific with the character. Is she actually an alien, or does she think she's an alien? They're not really being clear with that. Which is because there's a difference. You know, um, and then obviously now they're trying to get her to like join the group, and she said no, and then just laid her out and was just stupid. Um, but yet I don't know. Just the women's division just needs a lot of help right now. Like,
It needs a ton of help.
yeah. Um, the matches are awesome. The matches are very good. But we need more than just that. Like we need characters. We need consistency because we're not having that. So, any other thoughts you have about it?
Basically, I think we covered everything. Everything. We can both admit that it sucks right now, but it could be better.
Yeah. Um. So then, moving on. I mean, I feel like with this next one we're gonna talk about because we might have very different opinions on this because I like it, you might hate it. The Dark Order. Um. So obviously we've had continuous vignettes of the Dark Order. We saw like they're trying to recruit Alex Reynolds and John Silver, which makes sense. I actually kind of like that. They're kind of using the jobbers and he actually giving them some storylines. They had like that thing where they were like in the hotel room and the Dark Order tried to recruit them. Really, just I think Alex Reynolds, John Silver's not really a fan of this. That's been told on being the elite. That's also another complaint on AEW. They show things on being the elite that could easily be on Dynamite.
Video packages. That's why WWE is superior in like the video production department,
Yeah.
and always will
Um,
be because they introduce people. They don't just expect you to know who these people are because you watch Being the Elite.
and then yeah, so then Yeah, the Dark Order throughout episode 11, we knew they were gonna make some type of presence. They during the opening match, we saw Evil Uno, like basically it was the whole Fiend thing where it said join the Dark Order, which was quite cool. And then like in one of the segments, they like advertised the website, which I don't even know if it's a real website. I actually want to look that up. I meant to, but spoiler territory, didn't want to do that. So then later on in the show, the Young Bucks had earned a tag title match by defeating Proud and Powerful in a street fight. Go watch that street fight. It's awesome, by the way. And after the SCU, Scorpio Sky, and Kazarian defeated the Young Bucks, which I actually like the fact that the Young Bucks right now aren't thrust in the tag title picture, not the champions, because that's something you can do eventually, but they don't need to be the champions right now, so I actually don't have a complaint with that.
Yeah, they've really done a great job of like pushing other talent, and not just be like, hey, we run the company, we're the champions.
Yeah. So then afterwards, the Dark Order came out and said that typically if someone's losing, they would try to recruit someone. But right now, this isn't a recruitment. This is an initiation. And it led to, like, the Creepers and eventually Alex Silver and, Alex Reynolds and John Silver attacking them. Which I like the references to, like, Alex Reynolds and John Silver, because John Silver is, like, from a book, like a character. I think that's actually his name, but that's just what I think of. And then obviously Alex Reynolds. I mean, I think that's a reference to Ryan Reynolds, but maybe not. Maybe I'm just thinking too much. Think
less.
Apparently, but the Dark Order all attacked. SCU, the Young Bucks, the whole Elite, except Adam Page, which we're gonna get to him later. And just laid everybody out, and then they recruited, Alex Reynolds and John Silver. And then we find out on being the Elite, I believe it's John Silver that's really not cool with this, but Alex Reynolds wants to do this because this is going to get him noticed. He said, just follow my lead. So he's kind of like, feeling the influences of the Dark Order. But we also found out that there's some type of higher power in the Dark Order that we're going to find out. The only two people I could think of is Christopher Daniels and Hangman Adam Page, which I would like both of them. Christopher Daniels, because it'd be kind of funny, because he was supposed to be the higher power in WWE, so that would be kind of like a full circle if he ended up being the higher power in the Dark Order. And they could obviously get around that, because I know he was attacked that week, but they could get around that with Christopher Daniels later reveals that maybe it wasn't Alex Silver and maybe it wasn't Alex Reynolds and John Silver's initiation. Maybe it was the whole Dark Order's initiation.
It could be.
And Christopher Daniels wanted to take the hit for that initiation. And obviously Hangman Adam Page would make sense because we're gonna get to him later, but it looks like he's turning heel, and that would make sense if he wants to take out the Elite because he feels like he's been the least successful out of the Elite, and this is his way to break out from the Elite. So I hear this attack of the Dark Order and this whole storyline's being crapped on, but I'm the only one probably, but I actually really like how they did this. It made sense at the end of the show for them to attack the Elite because they want to take over AEW, and the Elite are basically the authority figures of AEW. And they built these video packages for weeks and weeks and weeks of the Dark Order. You had to do something big with them. What's bigger than taking out the Elite? And I just really like these. They're really nice and story-ended, and I'm just really interested to see who the higher power could be. So I'm the only one probably, but I actually like what they're doing with the Dark Order. It's better than what they were doing before. They actually giving me a reason to care about the Dark Order with video packages. Video packages do go a long way, and I really like these. I like the Dark Order, and I'm intrigued to see where it goes. I hope the higher power though doesn't end up being something stupid, I don't know, Luchasaurus. So that would be stupid because love Luchasaurus. Can't be so bad. But I like this Dark Order storyline. It's awesome. So yeah, obviously you can do the Damian Priest thing and shoot me with a bow and arrow because I love this. So What about you? Am I still the only one, or
Yeah, you might think I'm insane, but I like the stuff that's going on with the Dark Order.
there you go? So I'm not the
Before
only one.
before they were just bland characters that like, hey, we wrestled in Canada and we're friends with the Young Bucks. We're the Dark Order. That's us. But like now it's there's a purpose behind the character. Like they're trying to recruit. I like it.
Yeah,
It's really won me over. It's actually interesting now.
I don't know
Like you
why
said, the
people
higher
hate.
power thing. Like if it's Daniels, then that's insane. Like it works too because he's had that type of character before.
Yeah,
Like he has that. It's like that fallen angel, like priest gimmick.
and
Crazy. I like it.
since we're gonna talk about this, ties in. This could tie in because he's not feeling like he's really winning in life because he botched against Pentagon Junior.
Yeah,
And he's been kind of laughed at. So this is a way to kind of have him be like the higher power of that. So
which makes
um,
sense.
yeah. So I love it. Um, and there you go. I don't know why people hate this so much. It's awesome. Like,
Well, it's if you watch the beatdown against the Elite, you could see why people hate it.
yeah, I guess, but I love it.
Because that one dude on the hard cam side didn't know how to throw a punch.
I mean, I don't really think. I mean, it happens. So I guess there you go. But uh, if that's the reason people hate it, that's just kind of stupid. But whatever. Um, and then something that's really not stupid is the stuff going on. This is a quick thing with Sean Spears and Joey Janela. So a few weeks ago in episode 11, Sean Spears was having a tag team match. He was teaming up with Kip Sabian to face Kenny Omega and Heyman Adam Page. We didn't see Tully Blanchard come out with them. We were all wondering why that was. And then we find out that Joey Janela kidnapped Tully Blanchard, which was hilarious. I loved it. And led to a match on AEW Dark, where we find out too that Joey Janela isn't on Santa's bad list because he's actually working for Santa. He's a bad Santa, a bad Santa. But
It's a bad, bad, bad Santa.
Joey Janela's smart though. He knows that if he just works with Santa, he can be as bad as he wants and never get on the naughty list. That's very smart by Joey Janela, and that's what you should just tell your kids. You don't necessarily need to tell them to be good for the holidays. Just work with Santa. You can do whatever you want. So,
It's a great idea.
yeah, so he's never gonna get cold, and I'm proud of him. And yeah, pretty much he beat Sean Spears, and I was happy about that because Sean Spears was about to reveal something about Santa. It's not true, Sean Spears. Get out of here. Don't even think about revealing that type of stuff because that's not true. But yeah. I mean, the feud's pretty much over. They're moving on to something else where it looks like Sean Spears is going to end in the tag division, which I think would be cool. They're going to try to find a tag team partner for him. I don't really know who that could be, but I'm intrigued about that. And I think it's quite cool. What do you think about what's going on with like Sean Spears? Oh, and also I guess one thing too is Joey Janela now looks like he's going to enter a feud with Kip Sabian because Penelope.
Yep, I like that a lot.
And everyone's gonna call us hypocrites because we hate it when WWE's doing it, but this actually works because in real life there's actually heat there. They all hate each other because Joey Janela and Penelope Ford broke up, so there's actually like legitimate thing with it. And I know I'm gonna say this, but AEW I think is actually gonna do the storyline right. They're actually not gonna do like these hokey storyline angles. Like I don't really know what's going on with the whole Lana thing because I haven't seen it really. I mean I know some things, but let's be real. I think like AEW is gonna do the storyline right. I think they should have struck though originally, but I heard Joey Janela didn't really want to do it originally, but I guess he changed his mind because we're all human beings. We all change our minds.
Not me, I'm a dinosaur.
Huh?
Not me, I'm a dinosaur.
So there you go. But yeah, so what do you think about everything going on with Sean Spears and Joey Janela?
Sean Spears is gonna be interesting what he's doing in the tag division. Don't know who his tag team partner is, which makes for even more intrigue.
Yep.
And I really, really like this Penelope Ford, Joey Janela feud
Yeah,
featuring
it's gonna be
Kip
awesome.
Sabian because it's mainly going to be Penelope Ford and Joey Janela.
But Kip Sabian could be involved in this too, because he's obviously now dating Penelope Ford in real life, so this feud is gonna like really work. So I love it. Um, and then let's see what else. Um, I want to talk about we'll talk about the big angle out of it, but I want to talk about what's going on, what happened with Jungle Boy and Chris Jericho. Um, obviously, too, Luchasaurus has absolutely destroyed Sammy Guevara. I mean, I'm gonna say what does that have to do with anything, but it's Luchasaurus. Like we gotta talk about that. It's a freaking dinosaur with a massive degree destroying everybody. My favorite animal person now and all ever. So we gotta talk about that. We can't just not talk about that.
We get just not talk about that ever.
And like I said, I still thought it was hilarious that week because that was the week that Chris Jericho and Jake Hagar came out and did like guest commentary and like scared Tony Schiavone and Excalibur out of there. That was hilarious. And like Jake Hagar, I love it too because he's cutting the best promos and he's not even saying anything. Like Jericho will have a conversation with him. He's like, "Yeah, I agree. It's the greatest thing ever." Like, and then Jungle Boy got like a visual pinfall over Chris Jericho because they were doing a whole thing where Jungle Boy was gonna possibly have to last 10 minutes with Chris Jericho. They built up to that the whole week of episode 12, and he did. He lasted 10 minutes with Chris Jericho, and I actually like that. It actually gives Jungle Boy some exposure, and it makes him feel like a big deal. I would have done though without the whole thing with Jericho freaking out and restarting the match because that just led to kind of some confusion by me. But obviously, they fixed it later by saying that it didn't count. But still, I liked it. It made it because Jungle Boy nearly beat Chris Jericho and he lasted over 10 minutes. And that was the
Jungie
storyline.
Boy.
And that was the storyline they were trying to get out there. Obviously, though, for me, I'm just waiting for that slow build of like that awesome talent that Luchasaurus is going to become, and that he's going to become the face of AEW by the end of next year. If he's not the world champion, I'm calling the police. So, that's that bad. That conversation's not going to go well. I'm going to call the cops, and they're going to be like, "What's your emergency? Luchasaurus isn't the face of AEW." They're going to hang right up on me so fast that,
So what happens if Luchasaurus isn't the face of AEW and he's the heel of AEW?
Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. I'm gonna have to like boo it, Luchasaurus, and I don't know. It's gonna be bad. But anyhow, what were your thoughts on everything that happened with Jungle Boy and Chris Jericho, and obviously Luchasaurus? You can't not talk about Luchasaurus. He's awesome.
I loved everything that went on with Chris Jericho and Jungie Boy.
Yep.
And but the one thing that confused me was, so he went to 10 minutes.
Yes.
Jericho said 5 more minutes. They granted him 5 more minutes, and then he just leaves. No explanation at all.
Yeah.
Nothing. Jungle Boy got a little bit of the advantage, and then he just leaves. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, you just granted him 5 more minutes. What? What the hell? But I love it nonetheless. And Luchasaurus is a fucking dinosaur. What do you expect?
With a master's degree too. Don't forget about that. So.
The fucking dino. He's
with the master's
prehistoric.
With the he survived whatever killed off the dinosaurs all those years ago.
Is a dino.
He's a star. Like
he's a dino man.
So I love that. Half man, half dinosaur. It's great stuff.
And half dino. Half junkie.
All right, what else is big? Let's see. What else we got to talk about?
Nothing.
We also got to talk about everything going on with I guess this all ties in with Heyman Page, Kenny Omega, and Pac. Just Pac. I don't know.
Just X-Pac?
Nope, not X-Pac, not 2-Pac, not 1-Pac, just Pac. But lately, Pac's been asking for a rematch. We're going to get the rubber match between Kenny Omega and Pac. Obviously, I'm not going to complain about that. And lately, though, they've also been teaming up Kenny Omega with Heyman Page. They defeated Kip Sabian and Sean Spears. Heyman Page, though, took the win away from Kenny Omega, and Kenny Omega was kind of mad about that. But we also find out that, like, Heyman Page, they're, like, slowly building to a heel turn on being the Elite. He's just an alcoholic, which is funny. And, you know, lately he accidentally screwed up and hit the buckshot lariat by accident on Kenny Omega, and he caused him to lose to the Lucha Bros, and they were going to have, like, a fisticuffs, which I actually like the fact, though, they didn't just, because in WWE, when they have a thrown together team, they typically beat the team that's actually a tag team. I actually like that AEW didn't do that. They actually had the Lucha Bros win. Happy
They
about
should
that.
wash them.
And then Pac came on the screen, and
Pac?
nope, just Pac, not 2-pack, not 1-pack, not 3-pack, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, just 1, just regular old Pac. And he really wanted to get at Kenny Omega to have a match with him, so he attacked his best friend, Michael Nakazawa. We find out in AEW Dark that he beat him down and just destroyed him. He was gonna hit like the Black Arrow while his chair was while a chair was on his throat, but Pac said that was just a warning shot. It led to this week where the Elite defeated the Lucha Bros and Pac in a 6-man tag. And afterwards, like, the Elite came in to celebrate together. Heyman Page was on commentary. He's also been kind of mouthing off on I almost said the Street Profits, but Private Party. Yeah, the Street Profits are in AEW now, man. Even though they signed multi-year contracts with WWE, they're in AEW now. So there you go. Yeah, pretty much. Heyman, Adam Page. They're slowly building this heel turn. So I'm going to talk about everything layered. I like what they're doing with Pac and Kenny Omega. I like that we're going to get another match out of them because they have really awesome matches. I like that they're giving us, like, a nice story. It's easy to follow that he attacked his best friend. And you could set up 2 matches. You could set up Michael Nakazawa versus Pac, which obviously Pac would just win it in an annihilation. And you could set up obviously Kenny Omega versus Pac, because that's the destination they want to go.
What if Nakazawa wins in a squash?
I mean, he's got that baby oil. That could happen. So, and then you're also setting up the heel turn of Heyman Page, which I think is the direction they need to go. His face run didn't really work as much as it should have. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. But I actually think he's going to be better as a heel. I think it makes sense for him to be a heel because he's been having, like, a downward spiral since All Out. So I love it. Like I said, it could lead to either. I think what could happen is he could cost Kenny Omega the match with Pac when they have that rematch, and then that's how he turns heel. So I love it. But what are your thoughts on, everything, like, with the setup of Kenny Omega and Pac, just Pac, and the thoughts of the Heyman Page stuff?
I like it a lot. He definitely needs to turn heel. It's probably gonna happen. Like, they're gonna have a slow build to it probably, but I can see it happening soon though. But it's been good.
Love it. Obviously, something I love that you didn't love was the face-off on AEW Dark we had a few weeks ago between Orange Cassidy and Pac. That was money.
Fuck him.
I know you hate him, so.
Fuck him. He's useless. Fuck him.
Other things going on. I want to make sure I go to AEW Dog. I don't forget anything that's happened big there. So we got to make sure that this type of stuff doesn't happen.
I don't think we really. I think we covered a lot already. I think there's nothing that really happens on AEW Dark. It's just mainly stuff that happens on the show.
Still love it though. Still love AEW Dark every week. So,
I
guess we got to talk
storyline that happen though. Those storyline progression.
I still love though. Let's talk about Cody and MJF's feud because I love that. Obviously, we found out that the reason the Butcher and the Blade have been attacking Cody was because MJF paid them off. I've already talked about that. That makes sense. They had that tag team match where Cody had to team up with QT Marshall against Butcher and the Blade. That match was actually pretty damn awesome.
In the
Obviously,
bunny.
um, I do like how they're not pretending that the bunny was on, that isn't Allie, because obviously in WWE they would just pretend who was the bunny before. It wasn't anybody else specifically. So I like that they're not, that they not treating the fans like they're stupid. We know Allie at one point was the Allie, and now she's just transformed into the bunny. I think this is a way, because obviously Dark Alley was a big thing in Impact Wrestling, so this is the way to kind of get Dark Alley without really utilizing Dark Alley in AEW. It's kind of like a loophole. Um, and yeah, she's the bunny. That is one thing I like out of the Nightmare Collective. At least when someone got their hair clipped, it actually changed somebody. It just would. I don't know really know what happened though, because why did the bunny change and not like Bree Priestley or any of that? That didn't really make any sense. Like, no,
It didn't make any sense.
that's the one thing in WWE is doing better. At least when the Fiends feuded with everybody, it's changed everybody, not just one person. But at least like that it changed somebody. Um, yeah, so obviously, Butcher and the Blade. I feel like though they really should have explained right away, and that's obviously another complaint. We didn't see the MJF promo on Dynamite. I hear it happened on Twitter on video. What are you doing? Um, like they had to literally recap it on Dark, and they showed it, but like, why wasn't MJF's promo on Dynamite? It's just.
Should have
Oh,
been.
I'd have another rant about the Nightmare Collective. That random person now that's in it, they really haven't explained who that is either. She's just
They
there.
just, they just expected us to know who it was, but they always fucking do.
Yeah, but Butcher and the Blade, they did enough. They did a good enough job. It just took us a while for them to actually explain who they were. Um, so then Darby Allin, then befriended Cody. But I like it though because Darby Allin's not befriending Cody just because they're brothers. And the best of friends.
They're the
Darby
best
Allin
friends.
Darby Allin wants something out of it in return, and what he wants is like that rematch that he had at Fyter Fest. If he helps Cody defeat the Butcher and the Blade, he'll um he'll get a rematch with them. So at least there was a reason for it, and obviously they succeeded because we ended up getting that rematch. Um, a lot of people are mad that like they just jobbed out the Butcher and the Blade. I ain't really that mad at it because it's a layered feud with MJF. They're like Cody has to get through them to get to MJF, so it works that way. And obviously that got Darby Allin his rematch. Um, I will say though, Butcher and the Blade didn't look as impressive as they did in the match with the QT Marshall and Cody, which is weird because um, I just maybe they were just having an off day that day, but they just didn't look that impressive in that match. I thought Darby Allin and Cody were just the stars in that match. Obviously another thing we do know is now Arn Anderson is managing Cody, which I think is actually pretty cool. I like how he kind of is taking that manager where like he was giving Cody advice. He had paper covering his face so we wouldn't know what he was saying. Maybe he doesn't even know what he was saying. Imagine Cody just like, I don't know what you're saying. You got paper in front of your face. How can I know what you're saying? That would have been funny. But we had that awesome match between Cody and Darby Allin where Cody ended up winning. Um, but I like that they actually kind of, came back to that Cody Darby Allin thing that happened at Fyter Fest. That was pretty damn cool. And MJF said that he accepts Cody's challenge, but he had to reveal stipulations, and we found out what they were on the show. The stipulations are that the match is going to happen at Revolution, which I'm happy that we get another AEW pay-per-view. It's going to be Revolution. It's happening in Chicago. A lot of people are mad about that. I think like people are mad about it because they're just going to like the hardcore audience. But like I said, AEW is still fairly new. They're not. You shouldn't take a risk of going to like you know like um like a low tier wrestling like where wrestling's not popular because they might not sell out. You want to go to like these markets. I would have loved it to come to Boston, but maybe some other day. It doesn't look like they're coming to Boston for a while, which I'm kind of sad about because I had so much fun going. Um, I
They
don't
don't
want
like us apparently.
I don't want them to come right now because I probably wouldn't even be able to go right now because of my sickness. So there you go. Um, I'm down with the sickness, like Disturb says. Down with the sickness. Um, I gotta listen to that song now after, because I've been quoting it so much. But anyhow, so MJF says that the stipulations are, like I said, the match is gonna happen at Revolution, and Cody can't get his hands on MJF or the match is off, which I like because it makes us want to see Cody actually kick MJF's ass. Cody also has to have a steel cage match with Wardlow, which I'm excited about that. I don't think he has to win the match. They weren't really too specific about it. I think he just has to have the match, which I think is a nice out for Cody to lose, because I think it's kind of too early for Wardlow to lose, but we'll see what happens there. And then, which this is kind of an interesting one, he also has to willingly take, 10 lashes from MJF on an episode of Dynamite, which a lot of people think that's too far, but I actually think that's going to be a hell of a segment because Cody has to take these lashes and can't do anything about it. So I think that's going to be great heat for MJF. It's just going to be kind of hard to watch. But I like it, though. It's old school booking where, the baby face is going to want to get his hands on, the heel. And he has to, go through all these obstacles to do it. So I really like this. MJF is going to be I have a feeling if we do, a year-end award show, MJF is going to be the number one heel in All Elite Wrestling. So, because I think Chris Jericho will probably still be an awesome heel, but I don't think, MJF is going to top him. Like this year, he didn't top him just because Jericho was just so awesome this year. But what are your thoughts, though, on this Cody MJF, continuation with, what happened with Butcher and the Blade, Darby Allin rematch, and then obviously with this MJF promo and such?
It's great. Everything's great about it. It's great. It's great. It's great.
There's nothing more to say. It's other than that, it's great.
Just fantastic.
And then I'm gonna let you next cover this next segment because I'm losing my voice with every sentence that I'm talking.
So we should wrap it up soon.
I don't know what happened. I was fine, and then all of a sudden I'm losing my voice as this video started. So, just talk about everything that's been going on with. Let me just make sure though that we've covered everything. So I also have to update the win-loss record for everyone ever in All Elite Wrestling, and
Well, everyone's 0-0, so.
Well, no, I'm covering the overall career record because they do that. So, talk about everything going on with Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho.
It's been very interesting what's going on with Jericho and Moxley because over the past number of weeks, Jericho's been trying to recruit him into the inner circle.
Yep.
Because Moxley is the number one contender for the All Elite Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, he really doesn't want him to face. He doesn't want to face Jon Moxley.
Also, Jon Moxley is a nutcase too. So yeah,
he's crazy.
Yep.
So about 3 weeks ago, roughly, he came out with his inner circle buds and gave Moxley a T-shirt, and basically it's an offer to come and join us because he's afraid of Moxley. And this past week, he gave him a car, the most expensive car in the world, and it was awesome. And we haven't found out. And he's also gonna this tomorrow for us actually because we were recording this on Tuesday. Tomorrow for us is is when Moxley will make his decision. I personally think it's going to be he's going to kick the living shit out of Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
But he's a nutcase, and he's right now the reigning IWGP United States champion because he just won it at Wrestle Kingdom over the weekend.
Yep. So, yeah, I love this. I love how they're bringing back their feud. They're talking about their history, basically everything that they've done, even their WWE history. I like how they brought up that asylum match because Jericho brought up how he had thumbtacks stuck in him, which is great. Because this is one of those things they can't mention WWE and stuff, but you can't not talk about you can't not do this feud or not bring that type of stuff up because that's
because they have a path.
Yeah. I love how they basically talked about like how John Moxley, like that was like the first real thing that he did out like after he joined All Elite Wrestling, was went right on Jericho's podcast and crapped all over WWE. So they kind of talk they basically said it without saying it. um I like how this is like a hook every week to kind of watch All Elite Wrestling, um because you're wondering like what John Moxley's gonna do. He also offered him, which I think is hilarious, 40 not 50%, 49% of control of the inner circle. That was pretty damn great. Um, and yeah, just I love it. Um, and I think John Moxley is gonna end up beating Chris Jericho for the title, which I think I feel like that's gonna get mixed reviews. I think people will love it, but I also think people are gonna, there's those people that are gonna be like, oh, they're relying on the WWE stars because the first two champions were ex WWE guys. So I can see that, that's gonna happen. So um, it's just kind of one of those things where you know what's gonna happen. I really don't have a complaint with that because John Moxley's just red hot right now. Like it'd be a crime not to put the championship on him.
He's a top baby face, pretty
Yeah.
much.
So unless it's the Luchasaurus beating Chris Jericho, then I'm all, then but I feel like it's, it's way too early for Moxley to lose.
What if
Yeah,
they said
like
fuck Luchasaurus?
No, don't do that. Um, um, but yeah, I love this feud. It's definitely already way better than the feud they had in WWE. Because that was pretty damn
What are you
crap.
talking about? It's way better in WWE. They
Oh
totally.
yeah, way better seeing like Chris Jericho smash a plant over John Moxley's head.
That's Mitch the Potted Plant. You don't put some respect on Mitch the Potted Plant.
Way better than that 5-star Asylum match. That was 5 stars. That Asylum match they had. So
it was A+, 5 stars. Call it. Breaks the scale. It's 10.
You know what I would love actually?
100 stars.
You know what I would love actually? Even though like everyone would hate it, if they recreate that match just to stick it to WWE and they book a better
do
match.
It worse.
That'd be. But yeah, I love this feud. I think it's awesome. And that's not quite everything. Like, there's obviously other things, little things that have been going on in AEW where we basically talk about it. But there's one other thing we got to talk about real quick. I feel like because it was like a recurring report. I know like it's been debunked now, but I feel like we got to at least mention it. There was talk that AEW and New Japan were gonna have some type of working relationship because obviously Chris Jericho went to Wrestle Kingdom, and he was gonna put if Hiroshi Tanahashi beat him, he was gonna give him an AEW title match. So that led to a lot of speculation, because New Japan was talking about AEW, so everyone like wondered if that was gonna happen. But then it got debunked by Dave Meltzer. Like they're not even gonna talk about that. They're not even gonna mention it. So I'll just give my thoughts. I really don't know if that's gonna happen. I would like it to happen because I feel like it would be beneficial to both promotions. It would get both of them some nice publicity. And I think it'd be great. However, I just don't know if it's gonna happen because I did watch like some type of like room service special that like the Elite did, just Kenny Omega and the Bucks, and they don't really seem like they like New Japan hurt them pretty bad at the way out, and it seems like that's kind of like a bridge that they don't really want to rebuild. Like they're not. They seem like they'd be open to it, but I just think that it was so personal of how like they were treated towards the end of the New Japan run that I don't know. I mean, never say never, but if it is gonna happen, I just don't think it's gonna happen right now because it's still kind of like fresh in their minds. Because this interview they did was like in like December, so I don't think that that's a bridge they really want to rebuild right now. So
I mean, New Japan like fucked them in a way.
Yeah.
It's just like they didn't want to do that schedule anymore, and New Japan felt spited because they basically made every one of the basically besides Cody.
Yeah.
Because he already had name value, but they made everyone in that group into a star.
Yep.
And I think they felt slighted when they left inside of their own company.
But also, I could see that perspective, but I also see like Kenny and the Bucks perspective because they were treated pretty damn badly. You know, they wanted to go out in New Japan, and I heard New Japan like Kenny Omega had like this video game he wanted to do in New Japan, and they completely denied it. And then when they gave it to the Bucks, like they were like, okay, we'll have it now, but we're gonna like make tweaks to it. And then like the Young Bucks I heard were treated pretty crap. Like they tried to make Kenny Omega to the bad guy in like his last feud and in New Japan. So it's like,
Yeah,
you know,
they also too. I can't really blame them for not wanting to do business with them because Kenny Omega is their best friend
yep,
in the world, and they tried to get him banned from Japan.
yeah,
The fucking company tried to get Kenny Omega banned from the country of Japan
yeah,
because he left and signed with all AEW. He just went and signed with them, and he still had the option. It's 3 people are allowed to go outside of AEW and wrestle with like people who aren't affiliated with them. It's Jericho, it's Moxley, and it's Omega. They all had the option to go wrestle in Japan, and obviously Jericho and Moxley did, but
yep,
Omega wanted to do it, but he didn't hear anything back from New Japan, and they were pissed off at him, and they tried to ban him from the country, which is fucking insane. To be banned from the country of Japan,
yeah,
where he's an ambassador. He loves Japan.
yeah.
He
I know.
lives there or lived there. Like, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's nuts.
Let's go out to the barn and get some more boxes because some of the ones I needed for the
Yeah, I will. But yeah, that's just insane. Um, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm assuming like right now they're not going to do any business. So, I just don't see it. So we're gonna wait and see. We're gonna wait and see. Um,
Yeah, I think we talked about everything.
Yep. Obviously too, we'll just say it. They did like do like some mini award show in AEW Dog that I want to go through. This is kind of a way to kind of say goodbye to 2019 for AEW. They just showed like the best matches and the best um like feuds and such. Um, which will literally take me like 3 seconds to talk about. Um,
What was it 3?
you would that's too fast of like a 3 seconds. So they just basically showed everything from Dynamite. They didn't talk about anything from the pay-per-views and such. So they showed the first match, obviously, between Cody and Sammy Guevara. Makes sense because that was the first match. They showed Kenny Omega versus Pac from Chicago when Kenny Omega beat him. They showed a little bit of the bubbly stuff. They showed the Young Bucks versus Private Party, the match that we saw live, which obviously makes sense because that was an awesome match.
Great match.
They showed that brawl that they had where it was Jericho who was like in that skybox and had a ticket. That was great. First ever women's world title match, which was pretty damn good. The first ever tag title match when the SCU became the first champions, and then Darby Allin versus John Moxley, which was awesome. Now that I've done all that, I'll just quickly say everyone's win-loss record. This is so basically what's happened now is they've restarted the win-loss records. It's going to be every year. Basically when they have like a new season, pretty much. They're going to restart the win-loss records, which makes sense. But I'll just say everyone who's ever competed in All Elite Wrestling, this should literally take no time to go over. So Ace Ramiro's 0-1, Aja Khan's 0-1, Alex Jabali's 0-1, Alex Reynolds is 0-4. That's definitely going to turn around once now he's in the Dark Order. Ali / the Bunny is 3-3, and Helico's 3-6. Awesome Khan's 2-2, Big Swole's 1-5, Billy Gunn's 0-2, B. Priestley's 2-5, Brandy Rhodes is 1-1, Brandon Cutler's 0-6, Brian Pillman Jr.'s 0-1, Britt Baker DMD's 6-6. Chris Jericho's 8-1-1 because of that match with Jungle Boy. He has a tie now. Christopher Daniels is 3-3. Chuck Taylor's 5-7. Shima is 2-5. Cody's 7-3-1. Danny Jordan is 0-1. Darby Allin's 5-3-1. Dustin Rhodes is 3-4. Which, by the way, that's one thing we forgot to talk about. Go watch that awesome match with Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes. That's great. Dustin Thomas is 0-1. Emi Sakura is 3-4. Evil Uno's 4-2. Fabi Apaz, I don't even remember who that is 1-0. So, if you had one, maybe I'd remember you. Frankie Kazarian's 11-3. Glacier's 0-1. Grayson is 4-2. Heyman Adam Page is 8-6. Hakuya Shida's 4-4. Isaiah Cassidy's 4-9. Evilise is 0-1. Jack Evans is 3-8. Jake Hager hasn't had a match yet. He probably will at some point. Jazz is 0-1. Jamie Hayter is 1-1. Jimmy Havoc is 3-7 because he loves using staple guns too much. Joey Janela is 3-7. John Silver is 0-3. John Moxley is 6-1-1. Jungle Boy is 0-10-1. He needs to get his life together. Like, come on, that's ridiculous. Like, get out of here. He has the worst record in all of All Elite Wrestling. What a loser he is.
Fucking worst record I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Kenny Omega's 8-5. Kip Sabian's 2-5. Chris Statlander's 3-2. Kylie Ray's 0-1, and that's gonna be the record probably for the rest of her life. Maybe that's why she left All Elite Wrestling, because she's mad she lost her first match. Leva Bates is 1-5. Lindemann is 0-2. Luchasaurus is 3-4. That's gonna change. He's gonna be. He should have been undefeated. That's a crime.
So he's 3-4.
Yeah, he's 3-4.
Majority of the losses have come with Jungle Boy. So
yeah, Jungle Boy can't carry his weight, so it's not his fault. Machiko is 0-2. Marco Stunt's 1-8. Because of the Luchasaurus, Marco Stunt got a win. Thank you, Luchasaurus. Mark Quinn is 4-9. Matt Jackson's 10-5. Matt Nix, yes, that was a wrestler. Matt Nix is 0-1. Mercedes Martinez is 0-2. Michael Nakazawa is 1-3. Miranda Alice, I don't know if that's how you say that name, but is 0-1. MJF is 4-2. Nick Jackson's 10-6. Nicole Savoy is 0-1. Nyla Rose is 5-4. ODB is 0-1. Orange Cassidy, you're gonna love this. He's 1-3, so he's not.
Should be 0-3.
Ortiz is 5-3. Penelope Ford's 0-3. Pac is 4-4-1. Pentagon Jr. is 7-8. Peter Avalon's 0-6. He's never winning a match though. Priscilla Kelly. Wait, what'd you say?
P.
Priscilla Kelly's 0-1. QT Marshall's 0-3. Ray Phoenix is 8-6. Riho is 9-2. Rio Mitsunami is 1-0. I don't even know who that is, but she's 1-0. Sadie Gibbs is 1-2. Sammy Guevara is 5-7. Santana is 5-3. Scorpio Sky is 12-4. He was the first one to make double digits, which I'm proud of him for that. Shalandra Royal is 0-2. Shauna's 1-2. Sean Spears is 5-6. Joey Janela is the reason he's 5-6 because he kidnapped Tully Blanchard. So there you go. Chaza McKenzie is 0-2. Shoko Nakajima's 1-0. Sonny Kiss is 2-2. Sunny Days is 0-1. Teal Piper's 0-1. Tanel Dashwood's 0-1. T-Hawk's 0-3. The Blade and the Butcher are 1-1. Tommy Dreamer's 0-1. Trent 6-9. Wardlow hasn't had a match yet. And Yuka Sakazaki's 0-2. So that's everyone that's ever competed in All Elite Wrestling's win-loss record. Some are good, some are bad, and some are just in the middle. And some are just hilarious, like Jungle Boys is hilarious. So,
because he's a jungle and a boy,
and he can't win apparently. So, yeah, that's it. We're not doing any plugs because I'm just done. I want to just be done with this video.
Yeah.
So, I'm out of here.
I'm
just
leaving.
go in the description box if you want more plugs.
It's all there.
Yeah, they're all there. But that's pretty much it, guys. We will talk to you guys later. Now Chris is going to run away.